I just finished watching Kung Fu Panda 4 with my little sister, and she's pretty smart. She's 7 years old, which is, young, but she is pretty intelligent, and, I'd like to take some credit for that. Uh, because, after we finished watching it, I asked her what she thought of it, and she said it wasn't as good as the last three because she'd watched the last three movies with my family over the past few weeks to lead up, to this one. I hadn't rewatched the first three, but I've seen them all like within the last few years. So I'm still fresh enough with memories of that I did enjoy Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3. I think if my memory is correct, I didn't like 3 as much as 1 and 2, but I still liked all 3 of them. I hadn't seen much of any build-up or, like, trailers, promotion for this one at all. Oh, which might just be a thing with, like, my algorithm or whatever, but I didn't even know this was coming out until, my mom said, "Hey, do you wanna take Olivia to go see it?" So, I just went today, I saw it, and I was really disappointed because I really like Kung Fu Panda movies. For the first three, I think they're great children's movies and movies that I also, enjoyed. I think I might have been like 12, 10, 11, 12-ish, somewhere in that range when I first saw 1 and 2. And then I saw 3 when it came out in 2016, however old I was then. And I've rewatched them probably since, a few times with my family. But 4, unfortunately, falls into a big trap that a lot of modern stuff just does. It's the same formula we've seen like 1,000 times. Poe, the Dragon Warrior, is not gonna be the main thing anymore. The movie's about him choosing Awkwafina as his successor, and it's about Awkwafina becoming the new Dragon Warrior because it's not about Poe anymore. Because who cares about Poe? He's and Jack Black. I mean, he's only the reason that made Kung Fu Panda a thing. But no, we got to move on to new, diverse, better female Ray Palpatine, basically. Which sucks. And the thing is, this movie is not a bad movie, okay? And that kind of almost annoys me more than if it was just straight bad, because there are a lot of good elements in it, and it just really makes me see that this could have been as good as 1, 2, and 3, There were some neat concepts, some neat ideas. The humor was, on point as the Kung Fu Panda movies. I do like their sense of humor, but I was disappointed because the Fast and Furious 5 aren't even in it, okay? And Poe takes a back seat throughout a lot of it to Awkwafina, who just is not a great voice actor at all. Her voice is very grating, and it's fine that she's like an actress. I think she's fine-ish as an actress, but not as a voice actress. Okay, I mean, no, please, please don't make Awkwafina a voice actress and stuff. I feel like that's been happening way too much lately, and it is unfortunate that this movie falls into the same formula. And that's mainly the bad element there is Awkwafina, and then there's also this because there's 2 main subplots happening. There's the plot with, Poe and Awkwafina going on their journey, and then we keep cutting every 5 minutes to Poe's 2 dads, his, birth father, and then his, adoptive father, Lin or Li you I forgot his name, but you know what I mean, the duck, okay, the Chinese duck. But there's all this gay subtext between them, and everyone keeps pointing out, "Oh, you must be Poe's 2 dads. Oh, we're Poe's 2 dads. Oh, what a Poe's 2 dads says." The amount of times characters have said Poe's 2 dads is insane. It happens like 50 fucking times. Everyone is saying, "These are Poe's 2 dads. Oh, we're Poe's dads. Oh, we're Poe's 2 dads. Oh, it's you. You're Poe's 2 dads." And it's just like, I get it. I understand. I saw the first 3 movies. I know one of them's Poe's birth father. I know the other one's his adoptive father. I know they both matter to him. I know they're both there's his father figures. You don't need to tell me 50 times that he has 2 dads. I get it. I understand. And it's just it, you know why? Everyone knows why. It's just like it's annoying and it seems pointless, and we know what the point is. We know why. We know the subtext behind it, and it's the same reason that Awkwafina's a thing now, and that Poe's taking a back seat, and it's just like, man, because Jack Black does great. There's some good moments between Poe and Shifu. Not as many as there should be though, because the whole thing that moves the plot forward, which is really the whole like message behind this movie, is that Poe needs to train Awkwafina as the new Dragon Warrior, and he needs to become the spiritual leader, and that's what Shifu keeps telling him, and it doesn't make any sense because Poe basically just became the Dragon Warrior like a few years ago in World, and Uguay didn't even give up being the Dragon Warrior until he was like ancient. So it's like, why does Poe need to choose a successor when he's only been the Dragon Warrior for like a few years and he's still in his prime. So that doesn't make any sense, and that messes up the dynamic between him and Shifu. The Furious Five aren't even in the movie. The villain, the chameleon, it's a cool idea, a chameleon, taking other people's powers, looking like other people. Um, but her whole plot of this is that her motivation basically is that when she was young, she wanted to learn kung fu, but she was too small, so no one would teach her. And I'm like, there's a guy named Mantis. He's been in the last three movies. He's kind of like a main character. He's part of the Furious Five, and he's a little mantis. He's smaller than a chameleon, and he's like well known as like a kung fu member of the Furious Five, kind of famous. So what are we? So the chameleon is too small to learn kung fu. The mantis isn't. I don't know. I guess they forgot about him because he's not even in the movie. So maybe they did. But yeah. So that doesn't make any sense. Her motivation doesn't. And then her whole thing is that she wants to just conquer everything, which is just basic and lame because that's like, I mean, Tai Lung, wanted to, he had his whole emotional stuff wanting to become the Dragon Warrior. Lord Shin had his whole thing of he wanted to genocide all the pandas because he had all this self-esteem issues and these arrogance issues and these issues with his parents and with his prophecy of him being overtaken. And he had all this emotional stuff about him needing to gain power, needing to feel empowered. Okay. So he had a lot. So yes, he did just want to conquer China, but he had a lot more going on than, oh, I was too small to learn kung fu and no one would teach me, so I learned magic instead, and now I want to conquer everything. Bit of a difference. Now Kung Fu Panda 3, it's not as fresh in my mind as 1 and 2 are, because I think I've only saw it like once. But I remember General Kai being a really cool dude, and just there's some on point music with him. I remember him being a pretty awesome antagonist. Definitely better than this one, okay? Because she's just like I said, too small to learn kung fu, I guess. So she wants to, and apparently she's incapable of learning kung fu. She can only do magic. So she wants to get Uguay's staff so she can open a portal to the spirit realm and steal the kung fu from all of the villains that Poe's faced? Question mark. I don't know if she's also stealing it from good people too, or just villains. Because at the end of the movie, spoilers, she opens the thing and steals the power of the kung fu from Tai Lung, Lord Shen, General Kai, and then all these other randos we don't know. So I guess we'll have to assume. I think we're supposed to assume they're all villains, or they might be heroes as well. But if she's just taking anyone's, then why not take Uguay's? Doesn't make too much sense. Another thing about that endpoint that doesn't make too much sense is after she opens the portal, and we get this thing with Tai Lung where it's cool, where he comes in, they actually have a confrontation, fight, and standoff. But then Shin and Kai, we just like see their silhouettes come in and then get drained by her, which doesn't make any sense because they definitely put up a fight. And then when we get to the end of the movie, again, spoilers, but I don't, who really cares about spoilers? It's not that deep of a movie anyway. It's not even a good movie. But spoilers, at the end of the movie, after the villain's defeated as she would be, Poe defeats her. Well, Aquafina defeats her, but Poe returns all the stolen kung fu she stole to all the villains, and then they're all just cool of, okay, we're just gonna go back to the spirit world. Now I could say maybe Tai Lung would be, and maybe Kai too, because of their journeys, that they went through, character arcs and stuff. No way Lord Shin would be. He'd be like, no, I'm not going back to the spirit world. I'm going to go try and conquer China again. I'm going to go mass genocide more pandas. There's no chance he'd just be okay with heading back to the spirit world. He doesn't even speak in this. You couldn't even get Gary Oldman back to say a few lines. I kept waiting for an interaction between Lord Shin and Poe because you get some between Poe and Tai Lung and it's cool. But why not have Gary Oldman as Lord Shin for some interaction between him and Poe? That could have been really emotional, really poignant, really leveled up the movie and the emotional stakes of it. They just don't have it, and I kept waiting for that. And partially because I really like Gary Oldman as an actor and a voice actor, and I thought Lord Shin was one of the most compelling villains in any type of animated, quote unquote children's media. Um, I mean, he was cool. He looked cool. He had a cool image. The imagery with him was cool. The whole emotional stuff with him and Poe in the second movie was really good. They should have definitely had some kind of conversation in this. I mean, but no, I guess you couldn't get Gary Oldman for some reason. Now he's not even doing anything, I don't think. So what's up with that? Like, or even replace him with someone who sounds like him? But like, why not? A missed opportunity, I guess. And also doesn't make any sense. The Lord Shin would just go back to the spirit world without, trying to conquer China again or whatever. But so basically, overall, this movie has some of the elements that 1, 2, and 3 does. It also has the standard modern day formula thing. Jack Black, too old. Aquafina's next up. gay dad subplot, throw that in there, lame villain. So it's like, I don't know. It wasn't an awful movie. It wasn't a good movie. It was just, eh, you know? I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how to rank it because it was just, eh. I'm never gonna watch it again. 4 out of 10. It wasn't, like, offensively bad, except when it was just a little bit. It had some funny moments. Would I recommend going to see it? No, don't. It's not nearly as good as 1, 2, or 3. Would I recommend, having your children see it? Probably not, especially with all the gay subtext. It's like, what are we doing? Especially with the whole message of Jack Black out of the way, Awkwafina next up. So yeah, really disappointing. And I'm sure they're gonna make a Kung Fu Panda 5. I'm sure Awkwafina's gonna be front and center, and I'm sure I'm not gonna go see it. So that's my review. Kung Fu Panda 4, don't watch it. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. And I mean, if you saw it, which hopefully you didn't, because like if you did, then you're probably just as disappointed as me. Subscribe to the channel. We're almost to 300 subs, almost at that 500 sub monetization goal. That'd be pretty awesome. Thanks, guys. Hail and have a nice evening or day, whatever time it is. See ya.